Hello there guys, Thomas here, and it's time to another review. The Legend of Tarzan. Yes, that was the fucking mystery movie in our theaters, and yeah, it hasn't been released in Finland yet, so it's time to review it now. And I'm apologizing if there is coming some of the noise from the windows, because I'm keeping the windows open because it's very hot in here and everything else. So, enough the talking, let's talk about now The Legend of Tarzan. And I have to really say about this movie, this is definitely proving one thing. David Yates is really good director when he's using someone else's source material. Like, in the Harry Potter movies, he definitely prove it, then he can make really good movies. I mean, the last 4 Harry Potter movies he directed, they were great. But in this one he proved it, then when he's doing something his own, he a little bit fails, because, well, I have to say, this one was the movie I didn't like. And don't get me wrong, it was not like one of the worst things ever, but yeah, it was, I can maybe say it was maybe bad-ish. I mean, yeah, I didn't like this one, and it's time to explain you why I didn't like this. Well, where do I even have to start? Let's start about the good things about this movie. The first good thing about this movie was definitely music. The original score. I definitely like that. I mean that one has a actually pretty good score. And yeah, original score. Then I like the acting, except there is a couple of actors who didn't make it very good, the acting, but yeah, the Tarzans, Janes, and those African actors, they were really good, and I don't remember their names. So if you wanna tell me what were those names, and I can always check it on the internet. Who were those actors' name? What were those actors' name? I'll go to check them out. And there were a couple of good action sequences, the fight sequences mostly. They were really good. And the Tarzan swimming around in the one scene, that was good. That was really enjoyable good too. It was definitely enjoyable to see the Tarzan flying around and everything. But it's time to talk about the things what I did like, and the story itself. Where do I have to even begin? It was something like the basic, the Tarzan living with the other people, with something like living with other people in England, living the normal life, and then many years returning to Africa, meet with the old people and the gorillas, those things. Yeah, those African people, they were friends in this one, and it has also that one cliche which I really despise, and it is his revenge is to kill the murderer who killed the people who was important. Cliche. That is actually one of those cliches I really despise, and yeah, it is, because it is always you have to always go to the target. You have to always put your target into the person who killed the person who was important to you. It could have been something like father, sister, mother, son, anyone. Anyone who was important to you. Then you have to kill the guy who killed that thing. And yeah, it is just for me the cliche I really despise. This. And it's not very working when you see it too many times. Why can't you just make him suffer just like you have suffered? For that's fine for me, that's just fine. But don't aim to the guy who kills you. Aim to his heart. Aim to that guy's heart. That could be interesting. But no. No, we didn't see that one. And this one didn't have that much of the focus on the characters, or just like into the Jane character. I mean, she could have been just great character. She was a great character in the Disney version of the Tarzan. She was somehow really interesting. She was something like damsel in distress. Waited great job, and Tarzan was also made in that version very well. But yeah, in this version, both of these characters, they were just fine characters. I didn't find that something really interesting thing. They could have created more character of those characters. And do I have to even talk about the villain? Boy, he is really something. He was really bad. And I mean, too cliched villain, too forgettable villain. And yeah, that was about a villain. And yeah, his acting was not really good. It was just okay. But when we're talking about the Samuel L. Jackson's character's acting, and yeah, he was more like acting. He didn't want to be in this movie. He was more like acting that he wanted to be in the Captain America Civil War, or as a Nick Fury. Yeah, his acting was not that good, and it was something like you forget that he's in this movie. For some reason I forgot that he was in this movie. He was a very important character in this movie, and just that I realized that. Yeah, this one was for me the really big flaw. I mean, seriously, if they could have made something like Tarzan Legacy, something like he's going to find the origins of his parents. He's going to find someone who knew his original parents. That could have been great. That could have been really interesting. That could have been something like really something like you would have never seen it before. Something like go to search his parents. I definitely would have liked to see that kind of a Tarzan movie, but yeah, we got different kind of a Tarzan movie I was expecting. So yeah, this is one of those movies you see it once and you just maybe never want to see it again. And yeah, this one was for me. I mean, this is something like it actually had a really good moment sometimes. But the most of the time, it was too cliched, too was something like, for me, like, I don't want to see it again. And yeah, I really didn't like it. I didn't like this one. And I mean, I could have wished a different kind of a Tarzan movie, instead having this one. But yeah, it is a bad movie which had a good moments. Maybe I can say something about that. and I definitely am wishing that David J. This is now focusing to that movie about the book what was the based on the I actually have that book. Just one second. Okay, so it is the Fantastic Beast and Where to Find Them. It is the based on this book, and I definitely wish that David J. is now making that movie really good one. Tarzan 1 was really disappointing because don't get me wrong, David J. is really good director when he made the Harry Potter movies, and this one felt like really going to fall down. It was really huge flaw by comparing to the Harry Potter movies, and I definitely wish that that Fantastic Beast movie will rise as David J. this after this disappointment. So yeah, that was my final thought. It is the bad movie, which had actually really good moments, and yeah, I'm not expecting, if they're making the sequel to that one, I'm not probably going to watch that sequel. So yeah, that was my review of the Tarzan movie, of the Legend of Tarzan, and my next review will be probably, or the vlog review. I wish it could be the Finding Dory. I definitely wish it could be Finding Dory. I am waiting for that movie because it hasn't been released in Finland yet. So waiting for that movie. I got nothing else to say than see you later.